Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Saturday. My name is Nick, and I'm going to be talking about a new system that has formed in the Atlantic Basin, Tropical Depression 9. Now, this storm does have the potential to make contact with some land and may pose a threat to the United States, and more specifically, the southeast coast of the United States. So that includes Florida, Georgia, North and South Carolina. So let's get right into the video. Um, all right, so this is Tropical Depression 9. This is your Tropical Depression. Right now, 35-mile-an-hour winds, max gusts of 45 miles an hour as of the 11 a.m. advisory. Movement northwest at 6 miles an hour, so it is a pretty slow-moving storm as of right now. And I'll get into why this may be a problem, and a minimum pressure of 1,005 millibars. Okay, so no messing around here. This storm, like, evidently, you could see that it is making already a pretty close call to Florida. And not only that, North and South Carolina. Now, why this storm is so hard to track and why this storm is just such an anomaly and it's just so questionable as of right now is because of its little buddy right here, Hurricane Umberto, which is right now about to be a Category 5. It's just well organized, compact, it's tight, it shows no signs of slowing down. And these two storms right here. Wait, let me find a good whatchamacallit. Let me find a good display for both of these storms. So you see here that both of these storms are in very, very, very close proximity of each other. Exceptionally close. So from here, it's nearly it's 900 to 1,000 miles, which may seem big in the grand scheme of things, but in reality, that is extremely close for these two storms to be together. And this Umberto storm could affect what may happen with future tropical storm Imelda. So we're going to talk about that. All right, so let's just get into the main focus of Tropical Depression 9. It used to be potential tropical cyclone 9, but it now has a clear and defined center. So it has been upgraded to that tropical depression. For Florida, you see here that there are these newly issued tropical storm watches all the way from the Martin County line all the way up to near Volusia County. So it really just all depends because as of right now, what I've been seeing and what I've been seeing closely is the movement of this storm. And it has been forecast as of right now, like as of its spot right here, it was already forecast to make that northward sharp turn. So why I'm a little concerned for Florida is that this has been trending more and more to the west. And even if it stays at its exact trajectory as it is right now, it's still going to deliver impacts. But we're still a day, 2 days out from potential impacts for Florida, meaning that this can still have time to move a little bit more to the east, a little bit more to the west. So yeah, this could go more to the west, this could go more to the east. It does not matter. There still may be potential impacts, especially since of its slowing motion. Right now, it's moving pretty slow, 6 miles an hour. And why I'm concerned is that over here, it's just steaming over here in the Bahamas right now. Meaning that this could potentially, once it gets towards that favorable environment, which is already occurring, I won't say this will rapidly intensify, but this would definitely become more of a formidable storm. I'm not saying that it will be a major hurricane perchance, but I'm saying maybe at least a Category 1. And why I'm noticing that is that there's just a bunch of ocean heat content, which is basically just a bunch of water in those like very deep. It's just super deep, like all the warm waters in there, meaning that it could draw out and it could just fuel this storm, like basically just fuel it like a wildfire. Not saying this will 100% happen, but I've been seeing a bunch of models that are pretty confident that this storm, once it gets to that environment, that it could intensify. But I'm not saying how much. I'm not saying the extent to which it could intensify. But a minimal hurricane at the least. So let's just get straight to the models here. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if this storm moves a little bit further to the west, that Miami-Dade, Broward counties, and maybe a bit all the way up to North Florida would be included in this tropical storm watch. It really just all depends because this storm is exceptionally hard to forecast due to Umberto that's also there, which could influence its movement because of a Fujiwara effect that's going to be happening where Umberto is going to be kind of dancing around Imelda in a way. And it's going to be directly influencing its track, kind of pulling it along together. So let's just get into the probable impacts and models. So let's just get through the GFS model here. I don't know if it does have the any satellite. I don't think so. But let's just get to the composite reflectivity. So yeah, let's just do this. Hold on, give it a little bit of time to load. All right. So this is around Sunday at 2 a.m. Okay. So immediately you see here near the Bahamas, near Nassau almost, that conditions start to deteriorate a bit. This isn't a Dorian situation, by the way. I don't think it's gonna intensify that much. But as you see here, it's gonna sort of almost parallel the coast of Florida. And as you see here, it's gonna be just crawling up the coast a bit. And why I'm concerned is that since it's kind of trending more to the west, that it can really, really just make a super close call. So, yeah, for North and South Carolina, there's also this very concerning pattern here that it could be stalling and just a bunch of rain could be falling towards North and South Carolina, meaning that like this could be a very considerable flash flood threat for North and South Carolina here. So yeah, either or, even if it doesn't make a direct contact towards land, someone's gonna be getting impacted here. So that's why none of you guys, from all the way down to Key West, from all the way up to let's say to Virginia Beach, none of you guys can let your guard down here because this could be a very, very, very significant flood threat as much as it is a tropical threat. So let's get into some more of the models. Let's go to the HRR model, which I personally like because it provides very close range forecasts, and I've seen that it's been pretty accurate thus far. So let's just get to what it wants to say. So, the current run's not out yet. Let's go to the 06Z, which I think is the more complete model as of right now. So it's kind of doing the same thing. It's gonna crawl up towards the Bahamas, Nassau, Marsh Harbor, the Abaco Islands, Grand Bahama. All of you guys are gonna be impacted here. Marsh Harbor, Cherokee, Freeport, maybe Tarpon Bay. Nassau is gonna get cored by this system. This is a bit of an old model, but you could see here that it's some of its outer bands are going to be grazing the Florida coast. But I don't know if I have the 12Z up, so I'm gonna switch out of Radar Omega for a second, and I'm gonna go to Tropical Tidbits, which currently has Umberto. Just look at that. That is a monster of a storm. But let's look at the HRRR for the most recent run that it has, which is the most recent complete run that it has, which is the 12Z. So let's go to that. Let me find a good so yeah, it's just doing the same thing that that all the models have been predicting, which is a fairly strong storm that is just going to be kind of paralleling the Florida coast. All of these rain bands, You see that Broward Miami Dade, you're gonna start feeling those impacts as soon as Sunday to Sunday morning, maybe. It's gonna be persisting all through Sunday onto Monday morning. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a watch that would be issued at the 5 p.m. But I'm not guaranteeing it. As well as for the northern parts, at which I'm confident there will probably be a watch issued. Um, but let's get to the winds here. This is the 850 millibar winds sustained. I'm pretty sure. So you see that most of this is on the right side of the storm, but that doesn't hinder the fact that there's also, once it gets near here, that the east side starts to get a little bit more filled out as the storm becomes more compact, more even, and strengthens more. So let's just get to the wind gusts here. So as you see here, it's around 108, 107, 106. This is right now 10 p.m. at Saturday night. Um, I highly doubt that it's gonna be there by that time. I really think that this storm is slowly moving, so I think that this would be delayed, pushed maybe further towards Sunday morning. It would be maybe around here. Um, and yeah, you just see here that there's just a bunch, not a good day to go boating for all of Florida, by the way. There will be very hazardous marine conditions, not a good day to go to the beach. I think this is just a day where outside activities should be limited because it will be very windy, gusty, um, squally weather for all of Florida. Since it's going to be kind of paralleling that coast a bit. 50, 60 mile an hour winds on that center, but maybe 30, 40, maybe isolated 50 mile an hour wind gusts for basically all of the Florida coast almost. Um, but yeah, let's get into wait, sorry, I did not mean to leave the H triple R. But let's get into maybe the satellite images of this. The infrared. So it's kind of just doing the same thing here. Just a bunch of convection that's bursting, and as the storm does eventually strengthen, it's gonna just like east load because the storm, as of right now, it's still in its really early stages, but once it gets more compact, more strength wise, more compact, that the east side is gonna start to fill out a bit, meaning that that places all throughout Florida are gonna be feeling the effects of this. Um, I wouldn't say a direct impact. I feel like that is unlikely as of now, but obviously you can't rule anything out. Same thing with the GFS model, which is just showing a massive burst of convection near the Miami Fort Lauderdale area. Um, just it's still models are still all over the place with this. General consensus as of right now has improved significantly from yesterday. Um, but yeah, Florida, you might want to keep an eye on this one. Don't really do anything from Sunday to Monday that would involve anything outside. That's just what I think. Obviously things are subject to change, but as of right now, it's not looking too good for the Florida coast when it comes to weather. Definitely just not ideal conditions. So I'm gonna stop sharing here. Uh so yeah, that's what I think as of right now. Um yeah. So just keep an eye out on this storm. I will be live tonight with my friend David. And we'll be tracking this probably around like 8 9 p.m. Hopefully we could have a little bit more confidence on what is going to happen. So as of right now, stay safe everyone in Florida, in the Carolinas, because you guys in North South Carolina will be having probably a significant flood threat because of the stalling motion that the storm is going to be having. For Florida, just be just watch out for some really gusty, squally weather. If the storm moves any more south, or no, sorry, southwest, then that could be more of a formidable threat. So that's all I have for today, guys. Have a good day, and I'll be live tonight. If any of you guys want to show up, then I highly appreciate that. But anyways, that's all I have for today. So goodbye.